YTPC, Joshua Stewart, pipe up north. It's been a while. Too long. I think it's been 10 days or so since I posted a video, which I think that's about as long as I've went since I've been making videos. But I've been kind of busy. I haven't even had hardly any time to watch any videos. Shortly before I recorded this, I watched Paladin's, I guess, finale for the Codger Challenge. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to everybody who toughed it out. But I think about the only videos really that I've had much of a chance to watch lately are, I call them YouTube University, kind of the DIY stuff, because had another car repair this week, and just minor doing brakes. But I kind of like to watch the video ahead of time. Just there's some of them that will tell you every tool that you need, and so you don't have to make a bunch of trips to the toolbox to grab the right tool. But even though they tell you everything you need, I still end up making a couple trips back to the toolbox. Not a big deal. It does. I've found some that have some channels that seem like they have repair videos for just about everything, at least for the simple stuff a guy can do in his driveway. But yeah, otherwise I haven't hardly seen any of the YTPC videos probably for the last 10 days or so since I made my last one. So I don't know if I'll get much of a chance this weekend to catch up either. Got a bunch of stuff going on, but anyway, last weekend I did go down to the Sueur County Pioneer Power Association. I think that's what it is. I just call it Le Sueur. It's not spelled like sewer, like down the drain, but it's kind of a French spelling. I won't try to spell it on camera because I'll screw it up. But anyway, that's the swap meet that I've been going to probably for about the last 15 years. I've made it pretty much every year. And for a long time, it was kind of the thing that me and my son did together every year. And we'd go down there and kind of set up with my parents. Buy and sell a bunch of stuff and come home. Which is basically what we did this year. And did find a couple of treasures, so to speak. Might as well share them with you right now. I guess the first, or that I won't show you, I kind of collect antique tools, as some of you know. Did pick up a couple of very interesting old tools. One of them was an old beam drill for timber framing, and I'm planning on building a timber frame building of some sort at our place up north sometime, so that'll be kind of handy. I mean, it's all muscle powered. I don't if I can explain it without showing it to you. If you Google timber frame beam drill, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's basically a hand powered drill that you put a auger bit in for whatever size for a mortise on the old timber frames, and you crank like a bicycle with your hands, and it drills a hole, and then you sit on the platform rather than clamping it down. And that's how they made timber frames for probably 100 years with machines like that. And they're I hesitate to call them rare because they are out there, but they're definitely uncommon. So I was pretty thrilled to get one. And then after I got mine, I saw another one at the swap meet for a lot more money than I paid for mine, but it was probably a fair market value that the other guy had on his. So I picked up one of them, and then picked up a old spoke tensioner for old wooden wheels, like on wagons and stuff like that. Um, I've got a couple of tensioners that are just kind of more freehand, but this one actually holds like a spindle that's got a taper on it at the right angle, so you can actually put the tenon on right on the center line. Got that for, I stepped up a little bit on that one, but I still think I got a pretty good deal on it. But as far as what most of you guys might be interested in, yeah, I did find a few pipe related things. I guess the main thing that I was looking for was a plug cutter, one of the old lever action things for cutting ropes and plugs that, you know, general stores had 100 years ago, and they had the big ropes and they'd cut you off, you know, if you wanted a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound or whatever out of their big rope, and they'd just cut it off for you. And but I only saw one myself, although I did meet up with Bill Keech while I was down there, which was awesome. I'll get into that in a minute. But he said he saw one that was in pretty tough shape, and they wanted pretty good money for it. And I found another one on, I think, the last day that was in actually really nice shape, but probably fair priced for the condition, but it was just more than I wanted to pay. I didn't really need one that was that pristine. And for the people that collect, you know, just anything cast iron, it was stamped Griswold on it, which doubled the value because it had that name on it. So if it didn't have that name on it, it would have probably been a price that I would have been willing to pay. But anyway, they'll show up. I've seen them before, and you know, they're around. So anyway, yeah, I met up with Bill Keech. He lives down in that area, and we messaged a little bit, and we're going to do a little bit of a tobacco swap. So I brought with a few things that I brought with a couple dozen different blends, and basically just let him pick out what he wanted, and he brought me a few things. Show him to you. One of them I'm enjoying right now, which is the Stockabee Luxury Bullseye Flake, and I'm kind of liking this stuff. And he gave me a couple other samples. This one I have not tried yet, the Two Friends English Chocolate. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not real big on English, as many of you know, but this one, it's more the Latakia that I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's okay, but this stuff smells pretty good, so I'm looking forward to trying it. It's not bombing me with Latakia in the bag note. And the other tobacco that he sent my way was some Stockabee Luxury Navy Flake. I did have a sample of this earlier today, and I do enjoy that quite a bit too. So I will probably be ordering some of them. So anyway, as far as the things that I did end up buying, oh, well, let me continue with some of Bill's stuff first. I'd mentioned once or twice in videos in the past few months that, you know, never had a cigar, and I might be up for trying one of these days. Well, Bill, he stepped up. He brought me some samples. Probably a dozen cigars of various kinds in here. And I'll be trying them eventually. And I did have one while we were hanging out. And there's not much left of it. I smoked it down, but I saved that last little bit. So the HC something or another, that's all I got left of it. But I did smoke it down, and you know, I can't really give a real good honest opinion yet, because this is supposedly a pretty mild cigar that he smokes on his hour drive to work every day. Maybe not this one, but they last him about an hour. Well, this thing, it was hitting me pretty good, and this is supposed to be a mild one, and I milked this thing for probably well over 2 hours to get it down. And I had to be careful with that, because it was hitting me. It wasn't bad, but yeah. So thank you, Bill. It's definitely different than the pipes, and different than I was expecting, but did get a few passerbys that commented, I love the smell of that cigar. So, but I'll be saving that wrapper here and putting it up someplace. So yeah, let's see. I won't go through all of them, but yeah, you can see we've got about as many as you can fit in the bag here. So I'll get them in the humidor so they don't dry out. My tuppador, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, Bill and I, we sat down for a while and had some good conversation, and yeah, looking forward to hopefully get a chance to catch up with him again before next year's swap meet. So yeah, we'll get into the treasures that I actually bought here now. First day out, I don't remember where I was at, but you know, there's a lot of little miscellaneous smalls kind of scattered out among different vendors, and saw one that had a couple little pipes. So price is right, so I bought them. They're just itty bitties. These are, I don't know, I suppose one could call them ladies' pipes, but they need to be thoroughly cleaned, but they're in pretty decent shape. This one, the mouthpiece is a little bit loose, so I'm gonna have to do something with that, and it's got a little bit of chatter on it, but I don't see a name. Imported briar, it says there. I don't see anything else on it. But yeah, ladies' pipe, or I suppose a guy could joke around it's a child's pipe, but obviously not. And there's this one. It's slightly bigger, but it's still pretty small. Smaller than most any of my pipes that I got. This one is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a meerschaum lining on it. And it's a yellow bowl. See if I can make out. Other than Yellow Bowl, I can't make anything out. It's got a clover like the K-Woodies right next to the name. I don't know if that'll show up on. Yeah, it's not really seeming to focus in, but this one, you know, looks like it's been reamed out. I don't know if that'll show up either, the shadows and stuff, but reamed out. And right, this one's got a stinger on it. Yeah, thought it had a screw-in stem, but it's just got a pressed-in stem and the stinger. So this will be an easy one to clean up and refurbish. Then the deal that I got really excited about, there's a guy who set up right next to us. I was walking through on, I think it was on Friday, and saw a pipe rack full of pipes, and for pretty fair price. Of course, I had to offer him, 25% less or whatever, because the price is just the starting point at things like that. And he came back a little bit more, and I played hardball, and I said, that's all I'm willing to give, and he said, okay, I'll do it. So I got a 7-day pipe rack full of pipes. None of these are high-end pipes, but they're good codgers. This one here, I better pull off the cheaters again, have a shot. I think there's a couple of Greybos here, and of course I like the bent stems, so this is going to be the first one that I Italy on it, and Miracle Cake imported briar. This is, for comparison, it's similar size to my Marksman Meerschaum line that I'm smoking tonight. Compare that to this little pipe. You can kind of see our difference in size there. So this is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. And we'll go through these one at a time here. This one has that kind of cool, was that sandblast or rustication? Dr. Greybo Riviera. So that one will probably get refurbished. So it's got the yellow spade on it. Is that a stinger, or is that a little tight? But you get that cleaned up, it'll be fine. Yeah, it's got a little stinger, kind of a goofy little stinger on there. But kind of a, what do you call that, a Dublin shape. I'm not going to press that in all the way, I'll probably break something. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a hold on to that, the 7-day pipe rack, and the days of the week, I don't know if you can, it's really dirty and dusty, but it should clean up. Days are marked on there. It doesn't seem to be showing up too good, but so we'll move along with our show and tell here. Another little pipe. This one got some electric tape around the stummel there, so it's probably cracked and probably not much of a pipe. It's Duke of something, Duke of DI, and then the rest is covered up, but imported briar. Moving on to the next one here. Another Dr. Greybo Supreme. What's this one? Frank. I don't know if you can read it on the bit there. It says Scoop It, Skoopit. That must be a codger's pipe that you scoop. Frank Real Briar. It's going to be a pretty pipe when it gets cleaned up too. And not real big, but it's bigger than some of those other ones. And we got a cob here. Toasted and broken in. Irvin L. Cobb, HMB, Washington, Missouri, USA. Doesn't want to focus. But this one I'm probably not going to do anything with. But I got plenty of cobs. Well, I guess I got plenty of briar pipes too, for that matter. But and this is the last one of the group. That's interesting. I mean, it's got a busted up mouthpiece, which is a shame because I kind of like that. It's kind of a translucent green stem. Royal. What else did it say there? Royal Duke of Dundee. We got something on the other side here. Air conditioned, I think. And there's something real fine below there that I can't make out. So, must be like a carburetor pipe or something. They called it air conditioning. But yeah, it's a shame that mouthpiece is busted off, because this would be kind of a cool one. And maybe we'll. Yeah, that's stuck in there. I'm not going to get too worked up about it right now, but anyway, a couple of cool little pipes. So that's kind of the extent of my pipe related treasures. And say most of the other stuff I bought is just stuff that I can use, or tools or antique tools. So anyway, those are my treasures from the swap meet. So hopefully I'll be wrapping this up here pretty quick, but hopefully my next video isn't going to be 10 days away again. But say this weekend is going to be pretty busy, but hopefully I can get one. Maybe I can get a codger and a corn cob out on Tuesday. And even though I got a few tobacco tins left, maybe I'll do a tool time just for the fun of it, since I got some new tools that are pretty cool. And I was there for, well, two good full days. And got there. It was a Wednesday night of last week, which was the 23rd. Got there late in the evening of the 23rd. And the 24th is when they actually let us into the grounds to get set up. And of course, right when they started letting us in, it started raining. So we didn't get anything set up to speak of on Thursday, and it just kind of got more and more rain as the day went on. Fortunately, it was light when we were setting up the camper and stuff, so it wasn't too big a deal. But Friday started out with some rain, but it turned out to be a beautiful day, and Saturday was a beautiful day. And got all packed up on Saturday night and hit the road on Sunday morning. And on the way back on Sunday, my daughter had an event. I don't remember. I think that was in town where we live here. And then my son, he had a concert at college. So I was able to, it wasn't out of the way for me to stop at the college for the concert. So I went to my son's concert on Sunday afternoon, and the wife went to the daughter's event. So we got everything covered. So anyway, that was last weekend, and this week has just been kind of busy. Like they had some car repair stuff and some other odds and ends things going on. And Monday I was just shot. When I got home from work, I didn't do a darn thing. So yeah, that's my swap meet adventures. Didn't take any videos, but there's a few videos on the internet about it. Probably the best one is the guy goes by the handle of Squatch253. His channel is kind of geared towards antique tractor restoration and that kind of stuff. He does some very, like, every nut and bolt apart for a tractor and reassembling it with all the correct factory parts with his restorations. And not for everybody, but it's kind of interesting. Anyway, he was there, and he was set up just a few spots down from us. I didn't get a chance to talk to him this year. Talked to his dad a little bit. Not about any YouTube stuff, just swap meet related stuff. So he's probably got the biggest channel of the people that were there. So you can look him up. He's got a video that he put up a couple days ago with his experience at the show, if you're curious. And then there's a couple other ones too that there's a J&L, I don't remember, J&L something. They're kind of special onto the, not special onto the, but they kind of focus on Alice Chalmers tractors and stuff. And there's another one too that I saw. I'm unfamiliar with that channel. Don't even remember the name, but so yeah. Anyway, this video, it's looking like it's about double the length that I thought I could get it down to for the little bit that I had, but I'll finish it up here. Thanks again, Bill. Good to see you. Hope we can catch up again sometime before next year. And so, yeah, with that, I'll let y'all go. It's Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. You have a good day.